Hey everyone, it's Mark for Windows Central, and this is the new Razer Blade. This is the late 2016 model with the GTX 1060 video card. It's my new video editing machine, but I can also do some heavy gaming with it. Here's my review. If you're coming from a MacBook Pro, the Razer Blade's design feels very familiar. It's made from precision-cut CNC aluminum and it's in matte black. While it looks very nice at first, you'll quickly discover that it's a fingerprint magnet. That's a problem I noticed with other laptops in black. Build quality is great, it feels dense and durable. The weak point is the plastic material below the display. I hear some creaking if I press hard on it, but it doesn't affect the functionality at all. The Razer Blade is just 0.7 inches thin and weighs 4.3 pounds. Those numbers sound insane considering this laptop has the latest generation NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 video card. So far, I've found no other laptops with similar specs that's as thin, light, and have a solid build quality as the Razer Blade. I have the 14-inch QHD model with the touch display, but it's also available in a full HD matte version. I've got to say I'm a little disappointed by the QHD display. While it's sharp, the viewing angles aren't great. I notice colors shifting when leaning towards the left or right. It's also glossy, so reflections become distracting, especially in bright environments. Out of the box, the display's colors were also too warm for my taste, but you can use the built-in Windows 10 display calibration tool for a quick fix. On a positive note, the display is responsive to touch. I also didn't have any issues with tapping, scrolling, or pinching to zoom. When it comes to specs, the Razer Blade has a 6th gen Intel Core i7 quad-core processor, GTX 1060 GPU, 16 gigs of RAM, and up to 1TB SSD. I'll talk more about the performance later in this video. The left side includes the power port, 2 USB 3.0 ports, and a headphone jack. The right side has a Kensington security slot, HDMI 2.0 out, another USB 3.0 port, and a USB-C port with Thunderbolt 3. The backlit keyboard feels very comfortable to type on with great key travel, and there's nothing out of the ordinary that jumps out about the layout. What stands out is the keyboard backlighting. The keys are individually backlit, giving you limitless customizable options. You can use the included Razer Synapse app to personalize lighting effects as well as remap your keys or create macros. My biggest problem with the keyboard is that the symbols and function signs do not light up. For example, it's hard to find the screen brightness buttons in the dark even when the keyboard is lit. The trackpad is about 4.9 inches big, so that's enough space. You cannot click on the trackpad itself, but those who prefer to tap won't notice at all. There are actual buttons for the left and right click if you prefer buttons. The trackpad is not certified as precision touchpad, which is a little disappointing. I had to play around with 2 different settings pages just to find a pointer speed that I was comfortable with. Multi-finger gestures are also unreliable. For example, swiping up with 3 fingers should display the Windows 10 task view, but I often have to do this twice. I work around my frustration with the trackpad by using a mouse instead. There are dual front-facing speakers on the left and right sides of the keyboard. They're loud and clear, but not really full or rich sounding. You're not going to like it if you listen to many bass-heavy songs. On the other hand, the Razer Blade comes with the Dolby Digital Plus software, so you can fine-tune the sound. There are presets for movies, music, gaming, and voice. Windows 10 Home is included, and there aren't many bloatware. There are pre-installed apps like Razer Synapse to customize the keyboard. There's also Killer Network Manager pre-installed, which I've ignored so far. When it comes to everyday tasks, apps open quickly, browsing is a breeze, and 4K videos play smoothly. And that's not surprising for a laptop with gaming specs. I've also been using the Razer Blade for video editing and I'm happy with the results. On Adobe Premiere Pro, a 6-minute 4K video with color editing takes about 6 minutes to export to 1080p for YouTube. Multiply that by 2 if I want to export in 4K. I also had no issues when editing photos on Photoshop or Lightroom. So this is now my main work laptop, but the Blade is also great for gaming. Battlefield 1 gets about 80 frames per second when set at 1080p resolution on ultra settings. If you increase it to 2048 by 1152 resolution, you get about 70 frames per second. I'm quite happy with those numbers. Gears of War 4 scores 67 frames per second on 1080p at ultra settings using the game's benchmark, and goes down to 63 frames per second when increasing the resolution to 1991 by 1120. I'm also happy with those numbers. With this kind of gaming performance, it feels like having a portable Xbox One. I just wish more games supported Xbox Play Anywhere, so I wouldn't need to buy games twice. If you're looking for numbers, this new Razer Blade got a multi-core score of about 12,000 on Geekbench 4 and 9100 on the 3D Mark Firestrike benchmark. Thanks to the NVIDIA GTX 1060 card, the Razer Blade is also VR ready, but I don't have a VR headset right now. That's something I definitely want to check out in the future. The Razer Blade does a good job staying cool with everyday tasks, but it gets expectedly hot after some heavy gaming. My heat sensor picks up temperatures over 120 degrees Fahrenheit in the middle of the keyboard and below the display. The bottom reaches over 130 degrees as well, so I wouldn't recommend placing the machine on your lap while playing games. The fans are there to help cool the laptop, and you'll definitely hear them when playing games or exporting videos with Adobe Premiere. The Razer Blade comes with a 70 watt-hour battery. I consistently get about 5 hours of battery life if there's no gaming involved. If you do run out of battery, it takes about 2.5 hours to fully charge the device, but I usually plug in the laptop when I edit videos or play games. The 65 watt power adapter is also small, so it's easy to travel with. Overall, I'm very happy with the new Razer Blade, but it's not perfect. The new GTX 1060 graphics card means I can play demanding games at great frame rates and edit videos on Adobe Premiere without waiting too long for renders and exports to finish. It's also thin and light compared to other gaming laptops and has a good build quality. But like I said, it's not perfect. My biggest disappointment is the QHD display. It's glossy, has narrow viewing angles, and color shifting. I wish Razer added a better display. I'm also not impressed with the touchpad. I wish Razer used precision here instead of using synaptics. However, I mostly avoid these annoyances when I'm at home because I use an external monitor and a mouse. But for a laptop that costs over $2,000, I wish it didn't have these issues in the first place. So Dan also got the new Razer Blade, but he got the full HD version. Here's what he thinks.
Let's talk about the full HD version of the Razer Blade. Mark's doing QHD, I wanted full HD, so I went and got that one from the Microsoft Store. Here's why I wanted that version. For one, I like matte displays. If you're into gaming, matte just looks better in my opinion. You can get less glare on the display, it's easier on the eyes, and the colors just look really, really good. Full HD is also totally fine at 14-inch. You're also going to get a higher frame rate when pushing Full HD versus QHD. There's just fewer pixels there. You're also not going to get a touchscreen here. Now, some people get really bothered by that. I don't mind at all. Not only that, I'm saving a little bit of money. I have to admit, the Razer Blade is a really, really good device. The keyboard is really fantastic. It just feels great to use. I also like the metal, just everything about it is just really great. Now, that bezel is a little bit large, but you kind of get used to it. With everything being black, it just kind of blends in, so it's not too distracting. The chroma keyboard, it's a little gimmicky. At the same time, it's kind of cool, so I don't mind it. You can, of course, have full control over it, so that's kind of nice too. Battery life, Microsoft at their store says 5 hours, and that's probably pretty accurate here, even at the full HD version. And to be honest, it's not that bad. I've had way worse when it comes to gaming laptops. I have to admit, Razer Blade is one of the best laptops I've ever used. It's just the perfect size. I'm a huge fan of 14-inch devices. I love the look of it, the way it feels, just a really good experience. It's certainly expensive, but you're definitely paying for that premium quality. I think it's worth every penny.
Alright, so that's our review of the new Razer Blade. If you like this video, please click that like button. I'm Mark for Windows Central. Thanks for watching.